Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA. In today's unboxing and first impressions video, we have a mystery bag that has arrived from Malaysia. Okay, so it's not a mystery. You've seen the thumbnail, you see the title, you know what's inside. But first, although I have worked with Greenroom a lot in the past, I am not being paid to endorse this product in any way, shape, or form. All of the opinions expressed in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not share this video with Greenroom 136 before publication. They will see this when you do. And now that that is out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this puppy on open and see what we got inside. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This EPX looks nice. All right. So here we can see this nice and beautiful EPX400 Greenroom 136 Genesis. We have our fidlocks. We have the, ooh, that is nice. We have the pocket on the front of the lid here. We have our side covers, which also have the fidlocks. That's cool. I was not expecting the fidlocks on the side. And this is the sternum strap, the same fidlock buckle here that they use on the sternum straps. So it's a little bit different than the ones that we see on the front. These are the bigger, thicker ones, but we see the same ones, the thinner ones that they use on the sternum straps on the side pockets here. And then we also have the same for the side compression pocket or straps. We have the same thinner fidlocks that they use for the sternum straps. This is nice. Let's see what we got here. We have our removable hip belt that we had on our Rainmaker. And here you can see this is the thinner fidlock that we saw, that we're used to seeing on all of the Greenroom 136 sternum straps. So if we pop open our main, let's see, we have, okay, so we have, right off the bat, you can also see under the flap, we have the dual pockets. I love these lid pockets. I did not have these on my original Genesis. I did not have either of their pockets, so I got both of them on this one because it's a really nice place to put a few thinner items. I don't like to put anything bulky in either of these pockets because they'll make the lid itself pretty thick and bulky, but it will also, it makes the lid heavy, so it won't give you a good flip open. So I'm gonna put some smaller, thinner, quick access items here, but nothing too big or bulky. Now we should have, yes, we have two pockets on the front. We have one here that we can clearly see the seam for the lower pocket, and that is the depth of this top pocket. So it's probably about maybe 5 inches in depth, and it is the width of the whole front panel of the bag. And then the second one should be the depth of the front. Okay, so this goes to this seam here. So we have from the zipper top to the seam that we can see down here. So that is the depth, is probably a little bit deeper. I'd say maybe 6 or 7 inches in depth there. So it is a little bit deeper. And then we have our side pocket here that has its own dimension here, just a little bit. It's not super deep, but we do have our own little bit of three-dimensional space right here. So we do have some space. We're not fighting for internal room on the bag. We do have a little bit of extra space here. Ooh. What do we got here? We have an extra surprise here. We'll have to see what our extra surprise thrown in here. This says Wildcard Custom Builder. That's probably our spec sheet for our build. And then we also have Genesis double strap knapsack. We'll get into this in a minute. Okay. We should have, I believe, also had, yes, it's gonna be hard to see, but there is the, which is great, you can't see it. I love how the tab of the zipper pull tucks under there, but we should have our secret stash pocket. That this is big. This is essentially, it is, this is awkward when you're doing it like this. This is essentially the whole width and back. So where you see the air mesh back panel here, that is essentially the pocket, the secret pocket in the back. So you actually have a lot of space back here to play with for your secret pocket. And we also have bottom compression on the bag. So we have a lot going on here. Now, this is going to be, again, the newer hip belt that is removable that we saw on our Greenroom 136 Rainmaker. I have the side pocket flaps on here, which I have not had on any of the Greenroom bags before. This is available on the Genesis and the Rainmaker. And I also put the front pocket on both the front outside, or the flap pocket on both the outside and the inside flap that I have never had on my other Genesis. And we of course have our nice golden high-vis interior. Now, one thing I love about the Genesis is between the liner and the front of the bag, we should have 1, 2, 3 pockets. These are great. I actually utilize these side pouches or pockets quite a bit. I love them. This is very similar to my old Chrome Metro. They had these like liner pockets on both of the ends, which was great. You can actually fit a lot of stuff in there, and if you're not going to use it, they take up no extra space. It's great. I really, really, really like these little side pockets here. And then if we want to look down into the bag, we have this nice high-vis orange interior, and we also have the, hard to see, but the removable laptop sleeve. Boom, so we can take out our laptop sleeve and we have all that extra room inside the bag. Now this is great. I actually really love these removable laptop sleeves on these GR136 bags because if I'm traveling, I don't bring my laptop with me anymore. So I like to take it out and have more room in there because I'll just throw my tablet. I've been traveling with my tablet. I just need that for some entertainment, either en route if I'm doing something where I'm not driving the car, or when I'm there at night if I want to surf the web on something other than my phone, or maybe watch a show or movie on any of the streaming services that we have available to us. So I like to pull this out. It gives me more room internally for traveling, and then when I'm EDCing, I put this in because I do carry my laptop. Now we have our build spec sheet and our miscellaneous Genesis Pro double strap knapsack. So let's see what this guy is. Our build specs. Ah, okay. Our attachment point there. And then we have our nice high-vis gold interior. And we have our back sleeve and our front sleeve here. It's not super thick. It's a nice It's a nice size, and we could probably easily fit our cell phone in here. Oh yeah, that fits all the way in the these cases. I always get these like silicone cases, which are very thin, but they make everything super hard. Getting it in your pocket and getting it into pouches, it makes it very, very difficult. So that's actually really nice right there. And then we do have our little card here that explains to us about the pouches. Now, this pack is the EPX400 pack. So I've only had the pocketbook slims that Patrick had sent me a while back to be the VX42 versus the EPX400 to see which one I like more. And honestly, I did prefer the EPX400 over the VX42. And it didn't have anything to do with like the thickness of the materials or anything like that. It was just all about the way it felt. And when Patrick sent me the pocketbook slims, he did send me these two little fabric samples. We have the EPX400 and the VX42. Now, while they are very, very similar, you can see some subtle differences in the material. Where the VX42, you can definitely see a little bit more of the diamond pattern. It's definitely more prominent. And then if you flip them over on the back, the EPX400 has more of this like grid-like look, where the VX42 is a lot smoother white, and you could see more again of that like diamond pattern. But if you want to look at thickness, they're both pretty much the same. And to the hand, they honestly feel very, very similar. But over time, using both of these daily, I switched back and forth in the pocketbook slims. I found that I liked overall just the feel of the EPX400 a little bit better to the touch than I liked the VX42. They do feeling them right now, like even just swapping them from hand to hand, they do feel very, very, very similar, honestly, almost identical. But using them daily, I did like the feel of the EPX400 over the VX. But I did reach out to Patrick to see if he wanted to do an EPX400 build, because honestly, a lot of people keep asking about this fabric, not only from Greenroom 136, just from just about every company, period, because the EPX400, it's a new material, so people are a little leery to get anything from it. Now, a lot of companies are starting to use this as not only an option, but some of them as like a main material, but people are hesitant because it's new, so there's not a lot out there on it of the durability, the longevity of it. And yes, a lot of people have done testing with it. The material it's pretty proven that it's a good durable material. And it's very, very, very similar to a VX material, at least the VX42, but still people are hesitant. So I figured, why not get one of these things and kind of beat the hell out of it. So Patrick agreed, and he built me a custom Rainmaker, or custom Genesis, I'm sorry. Since we just did a VX42 Rainmaker, now we're going to do the EPX400 Genesis. I will say that I am going to test this a little bit different than I usually do. Now, normally when I test a bag, I put it in rotation, I use it for like 3 or 4 weeks, I do my full real user review, and then I generally end up moving on to the next bag. And if I really like the bag, or I like the bag, I'll end up coming back to it at some point when I have time. But what I'm going to do to this bag is to actually test the longevity. Yes, I am going to still move my EDC into other packs to test them so I can keep the channel moving along, but I'm going to make it a point to continuously come back to this throughout the summer and really try this out. I'm very interested to see how this is going to hold up in some of the heat and humidity. Now, granted, Malaysia is definitely going to be a more tropical climate than Pennsylvania, but it does get pretty hot and pretty humid here in the summer. And now that I have the Ruckus up and running and all legal and whatnot this year, I'm going to be commuting a lot more. Now, I will say I'm generally a fair weather rider these days, where I ride it more for fun than for a cost savings, because I don't live too far from work. Even though they moved the office, I am further away now. I'm still relatively close. So if it's raining or cold, I'll generally just take my car. But because I want to see how this thing's going to hold up in the elements, and I really feel like scooters or motorcycles is a very good test for a pack, because you know, you're out there, there's wind, there's rain. I'm very, very curious to see how this is going to hold up in the rain. I am going to make a strong efforts to not just be a fair weather rider. If there's going to be some kind of crappy conditions in the summer, some heat, definitely some rainy days, I'm going to wear this on the scooter and really kind of beat this. So I'm going to be cycling back through this. So we're going to do eventually a third video on this pack. Do our unboxing, we'll do our put it in the queue, do our real user review, and then we're going to do a comeback video to this probably in the fall, after we've used it quite a bit and done a little more extensive testing on it. But this bag, it's a custom build EPX400 Greenroom 136 Genesis. So we have our added front panels. Again, we have the pocket on the front of the flap on the outside and on the inside. EPX400 material. We have the fidlock upgrades. We have the flaps on both of the pockets, so you can still utilize these as water bottle pockets, but you can also use these just as a regular stash pocket, because you're not going to be worried about anything in here potentially falling out. Especially for me, going to be riding this on the scooter, I could just cinch this down and I can make sure that anything I have stashed in here is not going to fall out. And if I have a smaller water bottle, I can also secure that in there, because the EPX material is definitely going to be more rigid than some of the other materials, so this will probably not be as snug to a water bottle as anything like obviously a Dura stretch, but even a Cordura will generally give you a little bit more stretch, where there is no stretch and give to this material. What you got is pretty much what you got here, and it is gusseted here on the sides, so you can see it's gusseted, so it'll expand out so you can fit a little bit bigger bottle in here, but there's no like elastic band to kind of pull it in. So using these extra flaps, the lids, with the trying to look at the monitor and do this side-eyed, it's not working, and they're fidlocks. All I have to do is drop it and it clicks in. So all I have to do is lock it in, cinch it down, and I'm good to go. I didn't get too crazy, because sometimes you get lost. There's so much you can do with these GR136 bags. You can kind of get lost. In the task of building up some of these custom bags, it's pretty daunting. But lucky for you, I did a video you can check out right here that'll really help you walk you through the buildup of the bag. And I will walk you through the buildup of this particular bag in the full real user review. But for the first impressions, I just want to kind of look at the bag, go over it, and kind of just take it in. And I think that this is going to be a great bag. The Genesis was the first bag that I ever got from Greenroom 136. And in the beginning, I did prefer the Genesis over the Rainmaker. And then once I got the VX42 Rainmaker with the peeled on front pocket, I kind of switched over, where I think the Rainmaker was my favorite bag. But now we're back to the Genesis. So we're going to test it out and see which backpack I prefer, whether that be the Genesis or the Rainmaker. So that's going to be another shootout. That's going to be a personal shootout to see which one I prefer. And another question, that's the one question I actually get quite often, is which backpack do I prefer? And I used to tell people the Genesis. Now I'm telling people the Rainmaker. Now I'm going to use the Genesis again and see, so I can definitively say which one I prefer. And the other thing I'd like to say is, I get this question quite a bit, is the delivery times. So this bag particularly was quite a long delivery time, but that's because I talked to Patrick about it. They were getting low on the EPX400 material. Also, they had customer orders coming in, because I got this bag for free. So I told Patrick, you know, when you have time, build it. If you want to do it, build it then. Don't make this bag take the place of any customer orders, because I didn't want to take any money out of his pocket. I mean, he's already building and sending me this bag for free on his own dime, but I didn't want to take any customer orders. So I did tell him to just, whenever he had time, build it and send it. So I did wait until they slowed down at the shop and they had a little spare time to build this. But generally, if you order something in stock, I've honestly, if there's something in stock, I've had things in like 3 days from Greenroom 136. So that's 3 days from Malaysia to Pennsylvania. That's the other side of the world, and it's gotten to my house in 3 days. I've sent letters to friends in my own town, like invitations to my daughter's baby shower. It took a week, and my friends live 1.5 miles or so from my house, probably less than 1.5 miles. It took them a week to get the invitation. Generally, if you're ordering an in-stock item from Greenroom 136 to the States, you'll get it within, I don't want to say 3 days, because that was like once or twice, but you'll get stuff within, like, I'd say like 4 to 5 days if you get it in stock item. But even so, keep that in mind. A custom order will definitely take you a little bit longer, but Greenroom 136 definitely has one of the fastest, if not the fastest build times on any of their custom packs. And if you don't see an option that's on their site that's listed, that's something that you really want, just shoot them an email. I mean, Patrick he's a super good guy. He gets back to you as quickly as he can, and he'll let you know if that's something that maybe they can do, and if it is, how much it's going to end up costing you. And if not, then he'll just say, nope, sorry, that's something that we can't offer you at this time. So it never hurts to shoot an email and find out if something cool and custom can be done. So your custom bag, put in the custom queue. Once built, it generally take you about 4 or 5 days to get it from Malaysia, because they use DHL, and DHL has been pretty top notch. But back to this bag itself, I'm very, very excited for this pack. Overall, I really like what I'm seeing here. I love this high-vis gold interior. I fell in love with this the first time I saw it. It does not tend to get as dirty as you will think. Now, this one might get a little bit dirtier because I plan on beating the hell out of this pack, because I really want to see how this EPX400 material fares. I want to see if it delaminates at all. I want to see how it holds up for weather resistance, any kind of rain. I want to see if anything's going to get inside, which is another reason I wanted to try the Genesis version, because we have the fold down lid, and you can easily take these edges, this excess, and you can just tuck that under. So if you tuck that in, you're not going to get any water on the inside of the bag. The side liner pockets may get a little bit of water if I'm wearing this outside on the scooter in the rain, but anything that's in the main body of the bag will be covered, and you just simply tuck that excess in when you're packing the bag up, and you should be good to go. So I'm very, very happy and impressed with what I'm seeing here. The bag feels to the touch, it's very nice. It is a little slippery. I feel like this is a little slippier than the VX42. This is a bigger bag than the sample, and a bigger chunk of fabric than using the Pocketbook Slims, and that was one of the things I liked about the EPX400 over the VX, was that it did feel a little smoother, and getting it in and out of my pocket felt a lot better. So we're going to see how it feels as on my back and my backpack, slinging it around. Now, the back panel and underside of the straps is all this air mesh, so we're not going to have that sliding around on my body, so we don't have to worry about the slickness of the EPX on your back, making the bag sway around a little bit on your back. That's not going to be an issue, but I think it's going to help out a lot with that weather resistance. I think that's going to help to shed water a lot better. And we also have our storm flap here on our exposed top pocket that covers the zipper, will help shed that water down. So I think overall this EPX400 is going to be a really nice material. It's going to be a great new alternative, a great new option. So I'm very excited to give this a test. So stay tuned for the full real user review, and then later on the follow-up after I've beat the hell out of this pack a little bit more. So if you like this video and other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.